This is Liberation Day.
President Donald Trump's Liberation Day came and went on April 2nd when the reciprocal tariffs were first announced. Then implementation delayed until July 9th, and then finally August 1st. Trump posting this letter on July 7th, announcing a 30% tariff on any and all South African products sent to the United States. On Wednesday, Trump asked about slapping India with a 25% tariff rate plus an additional penalty for what the USA views as unfair trade barriers, and a message for all BRICS nations.
Right now, and it's also BRICS, they have BRICS, which is basically a group of countries that are anti the United States, and India is a member of that, if you can believe it. And it's an attack on the dollar, and we're not going to let anybody attack the dollar, so it's partially BRICS, and it's partially the trade situation. It's the deficit. We had a tremendous deficit. We'll see what happens. And it doesn't matter too much whether we have a deal or whether we charge them a certain tariff. But you'll know at the end of this week.
Trade, Industry and Competition said in a statement this week that the proposed framework deal included proposals for $12 billion imports of U.S. liquefied natural gas over a decade, simplifying U.S. poultry exports and opening the South African market to U.S. blueberries. A commitment to invest $3.3 billion in U.S. industries such as mining and metals recycling, joint investments in critical minerals, pharmaceuticals and agri-machinery, in addition to exemptions for specific sectors such as shipbuilding and counter-seasonal agri-trade, among others. The country's top diplomat speaking in New York earlier this week.
We have been aware there has been some non-disclosure agreements that has been signed with our Department of Trade and Industry. So there is ongoing engagements that is happening, and we want to give that a chance, and hopefully an agreement can be reached. But we will continue to engage with the U.S. because, as we've already always said, they are a very important strategic trading partner for South Africa. So the negotiations are very important. They're key to our economy, foreign direct investment, but also at the trade relations level. It's an important discussion that we are hopeful that there will be some agreement reached at some point.
Social post, Trump said tariffs were making America great and rich again, saying the tide was turning and that America had successfully countered the tariffs used against it, calling America the hottest country anywhere in the world. The post, after Canada announced it would recognize the state of Palestine at the UN General Assembly in September, Trump saying the move would make it hard for them to make a deal with Canada, as the lines between politics and economy become increasingly blurred, evidenced also in a threat of a 50% tariff against Brazil due to coup charges faced by Trump's ally, former President Jair Bolsonaro.
They're comprehensive, they're constructive negotiations with the Americans are ongoing. It's possible that they may not conclude by the 1st of August. But we'll see. The team's there. We're working hard. Conversations today, myself. So we'll see.
U.S. Cabinet Secretary says Trump is in the driver's seat on tariffs.
He's in the driver's seat now, right? He's done these big deals. He's got really all the cards in front of him. And as he said, he's going to decide what the tariff rate is. The president has proven his tariff policies are exactly correct and they work.
As experts also weigh in.
Uma metralhadora tarifária giratória.
Trump launches a rotating tariff machine gun indiscriminately and without good reasoning. This creates great insecurity for all companies and sectors that have commercial relations with the United States, so they are forced to seek new markets to diversify. So this instability imposed by the Trump administration on international trade creates this insecurity and will inevitably force countries to diversify their trading partners. Naturally, the U.S. is a formidable market, and no one wants to lose its market share, but this market needs to be relatively friendly.
As countries brace for anything from 10 to 50% tariffs. Tariffs are essentially a tax on the goods imported from other countries, so U.S. companies that purchase products or materials from abroad have to pay that tax to the U.S. government. That means the additional cost, say between 10 and 50%, is either taken on by the importer or more likely passed on to the consumer. A third option import fewer goods, which in turn hurts the bottom line of exporters from other nations, and then finding a domestic manufacturer of the product in the United States to circumvent the tariff completely, at least in theory. The Trump administration is banking on the latter, seeking to boost investments towards domestic manufacturing of imported goods, urging Americans to buy more American-made products while increasing tax revenues for the country. Shervin Bryce-Pease, SABC News, New York.